The next page, so you can see that what we're doing is we're building a story. We're starting off with the theme parties, and then the next page is the pictures, and they're quite interesting, so they'll turn over and see what's next. And as we turn each page, it's getting a little bit more business-like. But they'll keep on going. If they're finding it interesting, they'll go to the next page each time. If they're not, they'll just stick to the theme parties and choose a party, and worst case scenario, you'll get more bookings. So there's no way to lose with this. So the next thing is that we need to show some sort of recognition. Now, if you remember last time, we talked about the fact that you need to have your name in the company's newsletter every single month. If you want to build a big business, you must get your name in there as often as you possibly can. Make it a challenge and do whatever you have to do. Now, I know that in most recognition lists, that when there are people there that have only done maybe 1 or 2 parties a week and they still manage to make it onto the recognition list. So often it's not even that much of a step up if you're just missing out. So just get on there. There's, when you're showing these lists to people, there's no power in showing them a list that's got your name on it if it's 6 or 12 months old. It has to be recent. So it keeps the pressure on you a little bit, I guess, but if your aim is to build a good, solid business, this is going to be important. You can't have people coming into your business and expect them to do well, expect them to get on the recognition list if you can't get on it yourself. So that's something that I feel quite strongly about. The other thing about this is that it's a very strange thing, but people seem to love to boast about their consultant being one of the best. And when they invite people, they'll say things like, oh, she's the consultant that's coming, she's one of the top ones in the company. And I hear that a lot because I get invited to a lot of parties, and it's so interesting how many times somebody will say, oh, the consultant, she's one of the top. And she may or may not be, I don't know, but obviously what she's conveying is that she is, and I find that quite interesting. So give your hosts something to boast about. Now, I guess when people are recruiting, it's very easy for us to talk about the fabulous sales that we do and the amazing awards and rewards that you can get. But often when people talk about this, there is actually no proof. They could just be making the whole thing up. So the recognition page gives proof that you actually really are doing the business and that you are walking your talk. On the previous page, which showed the lifestyle, they could see that people really do achieve great things in this company. So it's building a really nice story. Now make sure that in the recognition list you highlight your own name. Nobody's going to sift through a list of names and look for yours. I know that when we look at a list of names, if our name's on it, it pops out like a sore thumb, but it doesn't do that for other people unless it's their own name. So highlight your name so that people can see it quickly. And then get a different coloured highlighter and colour the names of all the people who are in your team in a different colour. Now, if you're not the leader of your team, you still are part of a team. So highlight all the names of all your teammates, because the point of this is that the guests at the party need to be able to see that if they were to join you in your team, they're going to be joining a team where they're going to get support and training and help. And they can see this because there are so many teammates on the list. And this is, we talked about giving unspoken clues or unspoken messages. And this is one of those sorts of things. So when you're talking about how much money you can earn or what your average sales are, these recognition pages give you credibility. So, and I guess just a little side note here, that once you are a leader, apart from the fact that if your team members are doing really well and being successful, it's going to help you to be successful, it also gives you an even better, more fantastic recruiting tool because you've helped all of those people that you've highlighted. So make sure that you work really hard to help your team get on that list.